Hello. So, good morning, everyone. I hope I'm audible to each and every one of you. All right. So, we'll be waiting for next 5 minutes, and we'll be starting with a session at 11:20 sharp. I'll just be waiting for the students who have not joined yet and are joining. So, we'll be beginning at 11:20. So, please call upon your friends and other classmates who have not joined yet. So let's begin with the orientation session. So good morning, everyone. I hope you all are doing well. So on the behalf of the training committee under Career Development Center in IT Rourkela, I warmly welcome you all to this orientation session of this academic year 2025-26. So this year, the training committee is back with a more refined, rigorous, and comprehensive training plan designed to bridge the gap between your academic learning and the dynamic, ever-evolving requirements of the industries. So whether your target is a software job, a core placement, an analytics role, or a research internship, we are here to provide you the tools, support, and the mentorship that you will be requiring in your further journey in acquiring your aspiration. So without any delay, let's begin with a journey to transform potential into placement. And this, the statement which I just mentioned, would be the major agenda of ours. And this has been the major agenda of the training committee since in the previous years as well. And we are here to carry forward this legacy. So, this was a warm welcome to all of you and a brief introduction of what we as the members of the training committee do. So, in detail, if I say you throughout the year, we will be providing you with consistent support through personalized guidance, interactive sessions, and practical exercises to help you gain the edge that you would need. Together, let's take confident steps together, shaping a successful and enriching future. So as you all can see the slides. So let me introduce the chief coordinators for the session of 2025-26 firstly. So serving you this year as the chief coordinators are myself, Urvi Das from Department of Ceramic Engineering. And beside me stands Ayush Raj from Computer Science and Engineering Department. So together we lead a dedicated team of training coordinators across all departments. So every single one of us has been through the same certain placement season simulations and has emerged successful. We are here not just to instruct you, but to guide you, mentor you, and walk you alongside in this journey. So this was about the chief coordinators of the session. So here are our coordinators who will be instrumental in managing different verticals of the training activities. They'll be your go-to people throughout the year, and you can approach them for guidance, doubts, even just any minute inconvenience that you face in this journey of yours. Or and they are even just a conversation around about career preparation. So I would be starting with Aniket Nayak, who is from chemical engineering. Next comes Kirti Shukla from electronics and instrumentation engineering. Next, Nikhil Rajput from mechanical engineering. Next is Ria Pujge from metallurgical and minerals engineering. Samir Gupta from civil engineering. And Shadan Hussain from computer science and engineering. Now, without any delay, let's walk you through the core plan of action for this session. This roadmap includes CV building session and review sessions, evaluation tests, domain-based project sessions, internships, and simulations, all carefully designed to give you a real feel of the campus recruitment process that you would be experiencing in your upcoming semesters. So, starting with the CV building session and the review session. So, what exactly we would be doing over here? We'll begin with a hands-on CV building and review session. You will be introduced to a new industry relevant CV format, and a sample would be given to you in the next slides as well. So the session will be followed by personalized review rounds where your resume will be evaluated and suggestions for improvement will be provided. And this would be done department wise so that every student coming from every department has a knowledge, has a notion about how his or her CV should look like. And branch TCs would be there to help you out throughout. After the CV building session, you would be given a certain amount of time or a certain period of time to build your CV according to the instructions or the lessons that you were given in the CV session. And within that period of time, you have to build your CV according to the domain you prefer for yourself. And then we will be having a CV review session where it would be an online training session. An online training session will be held to guide you through the resume building process and to check whether and to find out the nuances, few nuances of your CV, which might affect your internship season in your near future. So I am focusing on internships because the next stepping stone that you will be having in your college semesters would be your internship period, and that would begin as soon as your summer vacations are over. So I hope this would be a very good step before your season begins. Now, this is a glimpse of a sample CV template we will be working with. We had a different format of CVs in the previous year, and it was shown in the previous TrainCom as well. Those who are from this session include students who are only for internships, and you might not be aware of the previous format of CV. But I would like to mention it over here that those who have seen the previous format of CV, kindly refrain from using that format and use this format for your CVs, because this is the latest format that we have provided you with. And it's tailored to highlight achievements and technical strengths in a clear, concise, and impactful manner to catch the eye of the recruiter. Not only recruiter of a single domain. It is like this sample CV has been written in such a manner that you can follow this or you can follow the subheadings to fill up your CV accordingly for each and every domain. This CV is specifically for software domain, and it would be very essential and very helpful for the software students who are attending this session. Okay, so I'll give you a minute to go through the sample CV, and then I can move ahead. All right. So coming up next are the evaluation test. So now what is evaluation test? These are tests which are conducted, which will be a part of the recruitment process or the recruitment simulation process, because these are clearly based on the OTs that you will be giving before the recruitment process to any companies as interns. So these evaluation tests would merely be a comprehensive round of aptitude and technical assessment. You might have seen for software and for software and IT services companies, there are technically one round of evaluation test, which is basically based on technical knowledge, or it is a technical aptitude round. But in few other companies, you might have seen there are two rounds of OT. First is an aptitude test, and there is an technical test. Now, coming up to the analytics and consulting sector, in most of the companies, the aptitude round before the interview is a compulsory, and you'll have to go through it. And coming up to the core, also they have certain evaluation tests. So, keeping all the sectors in mind, the evaluation tests are designed in such a manner that it would touch the requirements of each of the OTs of each and every domain, and they would be helpful for everyone, irrespective of which domain you go. So, as I already mentioned, it would be like We will conduct two major rounds of evaluation test, one for aptitude and one for technical knowledge. So, what would this test do? This test would simulate real company exam patterns. There are a set of questions that the company follows or the company gives to in the OT to test people, not only to test on their aptitude knowledge or their technical knowledge, but to get a review of their personality as a whole through a test. So these tests will help you go through that. They will simulate real company exam patterns, help you track your own growth while identifying key areas of improvement. How? Like, you will sit for evaluation tests, you will get to know the questions. You will judge yourself based on the results of the test, which will be provided to you very shortly after the evaluation tests, and that would help you know where you lack or where your deficiency lies regarding the OTs, and you can improve on that. Next, would be domain-based workshops. The students will like over here. Students will also be divided into domain-specific groups and assigned real-world projects. And these projects will have definite objectives and deliverables, like they would only be pertaining to the sector that they belong to, and they would definitely be keeping in mind the interest of the students. Now you will be mentored throughout these projects with progress reviews, and feedback sessions would be given, which would be very helpful. And you will, by taking part in these workshops, first you will have a proper knowledge of how projects are built, what kind of projects look good on your CVs, and what kind of projects actually belong to your domain. And at the same time, you will have a knowledge what major aspects these projects should contain so that it shines on your CV and it attracts the recruiter in a minute. So, coming up next, we focus on research internships as well, which are very great opportunities to gain academic work experience. Programs like Spark by IIT Roorkee and Surge by IIT Kanpur, as you all must have heard, are some of the most reputed ones. These internships allow you to work under a professor and focused on research topics, often in your core or allied domains. And as I already mentioned, it's also based on the domain which you have chosen. And in research internship, what you all know what a student has to do. The student has to work under a professor and contribute towards a specific field of study, and that can easily be added to the CV. And it is majorly focused for the integrated students who are over here. It plays a very important role in your career aspect as well. So, coming up next, I will quickly walk you through. You must already be knowing, but I'll quickly walk you through the sectors of like sectors which are prevalent in our campus. So first would be software, IT services, and BFSI. BFSI, for you to know, it is banking, financial services, and insurance companies. Next, coming up, analytics and consulting companies. Next is department core, and then fourth would be VLSI and semiconductors. So next is the recruitment simulation process. So what is recruitment simulation process? I would put a little more focus over here because this is a new initiative that has been taken by the previous train corps, and we would try our best to live up to their expectations as well. So previously we did not have recruitment simulations. Rather than that, we had certain tests and where we focused on different aspects of the recruitment process in parts. But recruitment simulation process has been introduced to give you a industry level experience on a whole, starting from building a CV, starting from like resume submission to the online test to the interview and the feedback on the interview. This is one of the most exciting parts of our training committee because the simulations mirror real life hiring practices followed by top organizations, and we have referred to the recruitment process of top organizations when we design this recruitment simulation process. You'll experience all phases from aptitude rounds to personal interviews across various sectors. As I already mentioned, we have four sectors: software BFSI, analytics, core, and VLSI and semiconductors. And no sector will be left out. So here, as you all can see, they would follow the same processes that a lot of contemporary companies in the sectors enumerated below follow during their on-campus recruitment drives, along with components that are essential for the given sector. Uh, what do you mean by the components that are essential for the given sector? Here, components refers to the materials that would be needed for to prepare for the recruitment simulation process that would be provided to you just after your CV building sessions. And at the same time, the few nuances that you need to keep in mind while you prepare yourself for the OTs and the interviews of certain companies, like what kind of pattern it follows, how many rounds of test it would have, what kind of questions it would ask, what would be the marking system of those tests, and many other things like that. Now, sector-specific recruitment simulation. As I've already said, various companies have various ways by which they conduct their OTs and interview and recruit students for interns and placement as well. I'll be focusing on the intern part. There are starting with software IT and BFSI, they have an online assessment, logical reasoning, which includes DSA questions, CS fundamentals, OOPS questions, OS questions, and many others. And second is the interview round. And in major cases, there is a third round as well, which is usually the HR interview round, and the second one is the technical interview round. And it varies according to the companies. Next, coming up to analytics and consulting, the first round would be an online assessment, which would mainly on mental ability, reasoning questions, logical reasoning questions, verbal ability questions, and reading comprehension questions. The next round would be a case study round, as all ANC enthusiasts would be knowing. Case study plays a very important role in this sector. They would be having a case study round, and the third would be an HR interview or a technical interview accordingly. Next, coming up to department core, the first would be an online assessment, which would include logical reasoning, core fundamental questions pertaining to the department core that you have chosen for yourself. Next would be a group discussion. Group discussion may be online or offline. It might be conducted in the campus as well, and if the HRs try to intervene, they'll have it online. The third would be the interview round. Coming up to VLSI and semiconductor, the first would be an online assessment, which would again include logical reasoning, digital electronics questions, analog electronics, network theory, static time analysis, computer organization and architecture, C programming. Students pertaining to this department would be knowing it better. There are only a few aspects which have been mentioned in the slides. Next would be the interview. So now I would like to pass it on to Shadan to describe the software, IT, and BFSI sector in detail.
So, hello everyone. So, software IT and BFSI. I think you must have a proper understanding of what software IT means. I will just explain you in a bit what BFSI means. BFSI means banking, financial services, and insurance. Basically, both the sectors, software IT and BFSI, have the same prerequisites and the recruitment hiring process. Now, coming on to the next slide. The prerequisites. The prerequisites of both the sectors, software IT and BFSI, is the same. Like the major chunk will be the data structures and algorithms. Suppose, like if you guys are have been introduced to competitive programming, it will be very easy for you guys. But even if you haven't, I would say you should start exploring platforms like Lead Code, Geeks for Geeks, and start practicing problems on these platforms. Now you can pick any sheet. Like there are a lot of famous sheets of Striver sheet, Love Bubber. Now solving these sheets will help you in two ways. A, it will give you an exposure of what questions are actually asked in an interview because a lot of questions directly come from these sheets. And B, you will understand how to write code in a cleaner format. Now, the technical project and the CS fundamentals part. I would first take up CS fundamentals part for because you guys are preparing for internships. You guys don't need to focus too much on the operating system and computer networks part, but focus on the DBMS, SQL, and OOPS part, object oriented programming. SQL is a topic which is generally asked by BFSI based companies, but DBMS and OOPS are generally asked by almost all the companies. Coming on to the technical project part, you guys must have at least two decent projects in your resume. Like, I would say if you haven't started, like, even with projects, haven't learned any language, anything, I would say start any course, do anything. Like, build two decent projects and you should have it in your resume. Like, start with the very basics. Every software developer, which I know, have started with the very basics project and reiterated it, built projects again and again, and then created decent projects. Coming on to the communication skills part, you don't need to be a very high end orator, but you need to have good and decent speaking skills to let your message pass on to the other end of the table. Puzzles and aptitude round, you can practice puzzles and aptitude and logical reasoning in various platforms in various websites like IndiaBix and GFG. Puzzles and aptitude are also asked by various companies in their online test rounds, also in their interviews. Like coming on to the next slide. Uh, yeah. So the recruitment process, how actually things flow when a company arrives. First will be the resume shortlisting round. In the see, one thing I will guarantee you, like I cannot emphasize more on this. CGPA is very important. Like that's the bottom line. You need to focus and maintain a decent CGPA. Some companies put 8.5, 8, 9, even 9 CGPA cutoff. Okay. While some companies do have 6, 6.5, 7, 7.5 CGPA cutoff, but still maintaining a decent CGPA is very important to clear the first round in any interview. Apart from that, resume shortlisting can be done by companies based on your projects, achievements, and various other criteria fulfilled by the company. But CGPA will be a very important factor in the shortlisting round. The second round will be the online assessment round. In the online assessment round, like the first round will be it can be a mix of DSA based questions, puzzles, aptitude, logical reasoning, CS fundamentals. These five things combination can be there, or only DSA questions can also be there in the online assessment round. These things also vary from company to company. You will get to know about it when major companies arrive. Like in the CS fundamentals part, like I have discussed in the previous slides, you guys don't need to focus much on the operating system and computer networks part, but you do need to study OOPS, DBMS, and SQL part. Now, coming on to the technical interview, this also varies. So, some companies conduct only 1 to 2 rounds of technical interview, while some companies conduct 5 to 6 rounds of technical interview. The first round, be sure that it will be a technical round. They will ask you your projects. They will ask you to solve DSA questions, SQL questions, like anything related to technical. Like they can ask you even puzzles, aptitude, logical reasoning. It will test your technical knowledge. This second round, third round, it can be a bit of behavioral and HR based questions. Like how will you cooperate with your teammates and other things. Now, if you guys have any question, you can put it in the comment section. Now, while you are framing your questions, I will just let you know about the major recruiters which come to our college. So you guys must have an understanding, like you all of these companies like Google, Microsoft, Wells Fargo, Barclays, MathWorks, Findoc, Oracle, Visa, BNY, SAP Labs, Amex. SAP Labs is one of the company which usually ask puzzle-based questions in their interview. Like you will get to know about what all things are asked in the company specific domain. Like you guys can ask your questions in the comment section. See, for EC students, I would say in the fourth year. See, the internship period will start from the start of your third year and it will continue to the end of the third year. And you need to, if you want to get into the software domain, you need to make software based projects. The core based projects, it is for your academics. Like if your professor forces you, you have to make a core based project in your fourth year. But you do get a list of choices. I think there is approximately 40 something projects you will get, and you need to pick out of it which project you want to work on. I think they do allow ML based or something other based software based projects also in core, but you guys have to consult with your professors for the academics part. But for companies, you have to make a decent software based project. Now, coming on to the next slide. So, for analytics and consulting, I'll be passing it on to Urvi.
Okay, so we'll just walk you through the next domain, that is analytics and consulting domain. So before letting you know about the prerequisites, I will let you know that there are two sectors over here where you can focus. One goes into the data analyst sector, which will again lead you to the data scientist role if you choose to get into ML a bit more. And the next branch of this domain is the consulting domain, which we refer to as the one of the most important roles in day-to-day generation, which deals with growth advisory things, competitive analysis things, and uh, d- uh, rather than data management, it focuses on the different problems of that a company faces in its day-to-day management, day-to-day organization, and you will have to find a solution to it. As I already mentioned, it have issues like uh, growth advisory, competitive analysis. You have to go through competitive analysis in order to find out the market pricing rates, the market issues, the financial issues that the company is facing. You will have to take your problems will technically pertain to this domain. So, what are the prerequisites that you need to build up for to excel in this domain? First comes the puzzle and aptitude, which would mainly a part of the OT that you will be giving to like to get hired in that company. It would include quant questions. It would include verbal ability and comprehensive questions. It would include guesstimates, and it would include logical reasoning or data interpretation questions as well. Next, coming up to the case study questions. This case study can be based on any topic. It can be a comprehensive analysis of a market growth rate of a company. It can be a product analysis of a particular product or a particular web app, a particular uh, shopping app or anything of that things. It can be related to some structured or unstructured statistics of a particular company. Suppose, for example, if I say a company wants to, I'm giving you examples so that you understand what case studies are technically based on. Suppose a company is planning to launch a product and uh, planning to launch a product from 5 years from now. So you have to find out the market growth rate or the market rate that it would be facing and the financial issues that it would be facing in the next 5 years, and what prerequisites or what steps it should take to avoid certain problems that it would be facing in this 5 years to make its product visible to the audience after at the end of 5 years or when it launch its product. So that is all about it. Next, what you would be requiring is Python, which is the stepping stone to all of this. And along with Python, basics of Python, it would require you to learn various libraries of Python: NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, Seaborn. Matplotlib and Seaborn are technically visualization libraries which you'll be using to showcase your data in a beautiful manner so that it is understandable for the recruiter or the person whom you are explaining about it. Next, basics of ML. As I already mentioned, if you are planning to get into data science or planning to pursue a career in as a data scientist, ML is extremely important. Alongside, it would be a personal experience that I would be sharing, that few consulting companies also require you to have hands-on experience on ML. For example, if I'm trying my hands to get an intern in PwC, it will not only related to it will not be related to consulting only. They will not ask you questions related to your consulting experience. And the reason for that is major consulting companies do not pick up or do not prefer picking up students from BTech or just people who have just graduated. Rather, they mainly focus on students who have done their MBA or MTech students. But if you showcase your data analyst knowledge or your data scientist knowledge or your proficiency in ML, there is a high chances that you get recruited in those companies, especially if I'm taking the big four companies into consideration. Hands on experience on ML is extremely important. The basics of ML here, it has been mentioned from the aspect of the OTs that you will be giving and from the basic questions that you will be asked in the technical interview. And that includes SQL, MS Excel, both basic and advanced level Excel, BI tools. BI tools technically refers to visualization tools. It is either Power BI or Tableau. You can choose any one and you can go through it. And it is extremely important. So these all are the prerequisites that I would be um, walking you through. I walked you through. And as Shadan mentioned, for software, CGPA is a very big thing. And over here, maintaining a CGPA over 7.5 is extremely important. It is actually important. Few companies may come with an eligibility criteria of 7 CGPA, or it can rise up to 7.5 CGPA depending on the students as well. So it is, as they always say, it is always safe to keep a CGPA above 7.5 for all the intern and placement season. So next, coming up to the recruitment process, as I've already said, first it would be an online assessment, MCQ. It would be on MCQ pattern, which would include quantitative aptitude, statistics, logical reasoning questions, data interpretation questions, SQL questions, Python questions, and in if at all it has a coding section, it would include questions from Python. Next, coming up to the technical interview. Okay, so just briefing you out, the coding round won't be that difficult as it is for the software and IT sector. It would be like from basic to intermediate level. Next, coming up to the technical interview. Here, you will be tested on your technical knowledge, in-depth discussion on technical knowledge and projects, questions on puzzles and guesstimates. Guesstimates play a very important role in the technical interview round. It judges your process of thinking or your way of presenting a problem then and there. So it's a very important part. We need to have a very good practice on guesstimates. Next, case study, mostly unstructured. They'll give you a case study and they'll ask you few questions related to it. And the next would be HR interview, managerial or behavior round, where they'll be testing straight. They'll be having a glimpse on your personality. It would be how you are working under stress, how you are working when you are expected to multitask, how you are working when you are under pressure, and how what is your response to a particular problem of a particular company. So, coming up next would be the major recruiters. You all can drop your questions in the comment section if you all have. So by the time the major recruiters are PhonePe, Fractal, Deloitte, PwC, EY, O9 Solutions, ZS. About ZS, I would like to say, besides like on-campus recruitment as FTE or full-time employment, what it does, it also ZS also conducts a hackathon, which is known as Campus Beats. It's a case study hackathon in general, where it picks up students from each campus, it gives a problem statement. You'll have to do a case study hackathon over there. The process or the method, uh, the pattern of ZS Campus Weeks changes every year. You can go through it like to get more knowledge on it. But the rounds of Campus Weeks changes every year. But it picks up students from campus through this hackathon as well. So it is an important factor which you need to remember so that you can register the next time it comes. So these all are few companies which are the major recruiters in our campus. So I'll quickly go through the questions. Is DSA mandatory for internship in analytics and consulting domain? No, DSA is not necessary or mandatory for internships in analytics and consulting domain. As I mentioned in the technical interview, like in the OT round, if at all, in most of the cases, they don't have a coding round, but like companies like Fractal, they have a coding round. They did not have a coding round last year, but they had a coding round this year. So, if at all they have a coding round, it would be of basic to intermediate level. It would not include questions from DSA. So, it is not necessary to study DSA for internship in analytics and consulting domain. Uh, Students who come from non-technical branch but are preparing for technical companies. The CGPA category is lower than students who are from the same technical branch or same subject. No, I do not agree with this. As far as I know, I mean, if a company comes, the CGPA criteria, eligibility criteria that it keeps, it is same for all the branches that it has made eligible for, and it does not like it does not discriminate in branches. So a CGPA criteria, that is the reason I said a CGPA of 7.5 is the safest you can have for all the internships and placements. No, the CGPA criteria is not less. It's all about you. If you're preparing for technical branch, you have to have a CG more than that, more than 8, or it is better how much like whatever CG you have. It's in a way like if you are preparing, there are the only differences uh, like in comparison to the technical branches or core circuital branches. The non-circular branches have a number of companies approaching them, lesser number of software companies approaching them. So, and majorly what happens, all the companies which make the lower branches eligible are eligible for all. So over there, the competition is a bit high. So in order to tackle with the competition, in order to tackle with the students from every branch, you need to have a CGPA more than most of the students. So accordingly, you have to keep your CGPA very high. You have to keep your technical knowledge very high if you belong to a non-technical branch. See, I agree that it is challenging for students from non-circuital branch to pursue a career in circuital or software, but there are various examples I can give in my from my batch. I can give you various examples of students who have secured very good internships and very good placements, uh, irrespective of being from a non-circuital branch. And it never mattered that they belong to the non-circuital branch. If your preparation is very good, you will have a very good CG. You will prepare according to the materials that we give. You will keep your preparation up to that level that you come among the very good batch. You come among the very good group, very good lot who is very efficient in software. So no one can beat you over there. So it you will face a little bit of struggle when you like. The major thing which you will be facing is most of the company few of the companies won't be making you eligible, but that does not close all the doors for you. You can apply off campus. There would be companies, very good companies, which would be making all the branches eligible. You can try your luck over there. A lot of options are there. So at this particular point of time, for a student who is currently interested in internships, I will say that it is you have a lot of time. You can pursue any domain you're interested in. You just need to give your best. You just need to go through the materials. You just need to study, and you will get through what you want. You don't have to change your domain for that just because you belong to a non-technical branch. That's it. So, so now I would be passing it on to Aniket to explain you about the core sector in detail.
I guess I'm audible. Can someone confirm? Yes. So, explaining the core domain sectors, these sectors are the part of the company where you are going to apply what you have studied in your 4 years. And majorly, there are three parts on these core sectors: FMCG, which is the fast moving consumer goods, power and heavy machinery, and oil and gas sector. Then, can we go to the next slide? So, talking about the prerequisites, no, the previous one. Talking about the prerequisites, yes, in core domain, you surely need a very good CG because the shortlisting part is majorly depending on the CG only. After the CG part, they go to the CV or the resume. If we talk about the CG, then 8 is the safe CG you can have to be eligible in every company which comes for your department. And 7.5 is a bit okay, but try to keep it 8 or above so that you won't be eliminated from any of the processes or any of the company. After that, talking about the resume. So for a core domain resume, you will require the projects and achievements to be very good in your resume. And I guess you are in second year, so the starting of second year, you guys have 1 year in your hand. You can build a very good CV now. For achievements, try to get as many as hackathons or competitions as much as you can. And for the projects, try to approach your department teachers, or uh, it's good if you align the projects with the achievements only. And because see, resume will act as the barrier between you and those who will be eliminated. There is a criteria called ATS, which ATS score, which is usually the company use it to uh, select some of the better CVs uh, from the other students. And now we will be providing you the template, which will obviously give you a very good ATS, but still the achievements and the project part is in your hand. You have to make it very good. Then talking about the understanding of core subjects, yes, majorly the questions which are asked in the interview and the GD rounds are uh, based on your second year subjects only, because in the first year you are guys are having the common subjects. So in the second year you will be introduced to your core subjects, and the second year subjects are the major topics which will be asked to you in the uh, interviews and GDs. Now, talking about the aptitude practice, yes, in every OT or the online test, you guys will have an aptitude section. This will be about to 15 to 30% of the OT, and let me be very clear, it is very easy to crack the aptitude. So a little practice now only in the summer can help you get a good hold on the uh, aptitude part. After that you can focus on your core subjects. Now the communication skills. Now you might be thinking, what is the need of communication skills in the core domain? So majorly the companies which are coming to our institute, they are coming for the management trainee job position, or the positions where you will be required to handle a very handle employees or the people from other companies, and you guys will have to deal with customers. So communication skill is very much required from the company perspective. Also a good communication skill will help you in the GD and personal interview. This will give you an edge over a bit shy or introvert peoples. So it's good to have a good communication skill. Now software knowledge. So in this sector you might be thinking, what is this doing here? We are core students, but now the industry is asking everyone to be good in the software region, mostly the Python. You may be from any of the department, but Python and Excel are two of the software tools where you should be very good in those. Like in my internship, I'm in the core sector of my internship, but here I also have to apply Excel and Python. So it's good for you if you are having a good hold on these two tools. Apart from that, MATLAB and R are two very common tools for every department. For mostly for civil and mechanical, you guys have to have a good knowledge on the AutoCAD. You must have read it in your first year. And apart from that, for make people, it again SolidWorks is a very important tool. For chemical people, it's Aspen and DWSIM. And also if you are having a time and you can go, then go for ANSYS. Now coming to the recruitment process, resume shortlisting. Urvi has said almost everything about the resume process, how it goes on. It's same for the uh, core department also. And the online test, in the online assessment, we will be, like I have said, the 15 to 30% will be aptitude based, and the rest will be on your core department. So you have to study in your second year for this. In group discussion, let me first be explaining you how the group discussion goes on. So you will having a group of 4 to 10, or maybe more than 10. It's happening more than 10. But in group discussion, you will the whole group will be given a topic in which you have to discuss among yourselves, and you have to pitch points on the topic. The topic may vary very much. Like in some of the companies, it might be the core oriented, but in some companies it will be very different. Like for a company like Tata Steel, it might ask you about CCUS or carbon, which is carbon capture. But in companies, in some companies, they might ask you very different topic, like male and female employee, which is better, or why should we prefer female. Like these topics can also come. So you have to have a good knowledge over everything, your core department, as well as the this communication skill and general knowledge. Questions from topics from general knowledge are very common in group discussions. It is a very easy round. Anyone with a good communication skill can clear this. Now for the technical interview. So technical interview will be mostly on your core departmental questions only. And it might ask you some behavioral questions, but it will be very less. So have a good communication skill and a good hold on your domain subjects, then you can easily crack the technical interview. For the HR round will basic HR round is something which is very much not common in the core department, but core subjects. But in some companies they might ask they might have the HR round. Mostly in the circuital core they have the HR round, but for the other branches the HR round is not very common. These In this round you are mostly going to have the behavioral questions and questions like how you see yourself, or the questions from your past, or what you think you will be in the future. So very basic questions will be there. Here they are going to test your mentality and how you will manage and coordinate with other people. So do have a practice on this also. So going to the next slide. Next slide please. So these are our major recruiters. If you guys have any doubt, do share it now in the comment section. So you can see the major recruiters. Exxon is a dream company for many of us. In major, it comes for almost every department. Now TVS, it mostly comes for the mech people. But after that, you can see after TVS, each and every company comes for every department. You can also see two PSUs over there. These two are very good. Now, do we have any questions? So projects like, what do the recruiters seek for in CVs of core people? Okay. So it can be, see, the requirement of projects in your CV is for the experience which you have. It can be a research project on your core domain. It can be any industrial visit that you have done. Also, it can be any uh, like these projects are something like what I have done. I had done some competitions. I have participated in some competitions in different IITs. So there, what I have done, I have given in my project also. So they do want to know how your thinking goes, what is your experience, and how do you coordinate with others, what was your role in the project. So majorly the core companies ask about the management work in your project, not how better it was or how deep it was in the core domain. So yes, you can have any project. Could you give a brief about how to align project with achievements for core sector? I've just said it now. So like, you can participate in many hackathons and competitions. Do scroll unstop every day, go through LinkedIn, there are many competitions going on. And yes, do not keep yourself restricted to your core domain only. Go to something like the entrepreneur sector. There also you can apply your core knowledge, but that yes, that project is also going to be applied in your CV and will be helpful for your company domain. And this is again a achievement for you, while at the same time it is a project. It will be a project if you are applying some, or means any of your core domain knowledge. That's it. If it has a little knowledge, it is your project. Also, it will be a achievement. After it, any questions? Do the core PSUs recruit BTech graduates directly, or GATE is the only option? Uh, so now some of the PSUs have come out of GATE, but for internship you don't have. Obviously, you cannot go for the GATE, but yes, GATE is a good thing because you can. If you give the GATE, your CV will be very much highlighting in comparison to others. And also, the PSUs come to our colleges also for direct recruitment. You can go to the grade, you can go through gate or without the gate also. Now the opportunities are opening for without gate opportunities in PSUs. Any other? What are the competitions in core sector like hackathon in case of? software. See, there will be case studies, there are going to be idea pitching competitions, and there can be a problem solving competitions where you will be required to have where you will be using MATLAB or Python to simulate a certain equation into how you are going into the plant, how you will use it in the plant. And see, there are many type of competitions. I think now Dr. Reddy is going to release their competition, Asian Paints is going to release their competition. Keep scrolling the uh, unstop, keep scrolling unstop. Also, we will be sharing many competitions in the training group also, so be active over there. And just be easy on yourself, it will be very easy, you will get a lot opportunities, you have a whole year with you. So if you are a bit serious, then your CV will be very good. Next. I think that's it. Oh, we have more. What kind of projects or interns we need to apply through LinkedIn for core sectors for the second year? See, some of your second years might be working now. They have already started their internship. Through LinkedIn, intern is a bit hard. See, in through LinkedIn, you can get the contact and then you can apply for the internship intern position in their company. But for the second years, company usually do not open positions in their company, so you have to use some of the contacts or uh, connections. Then coming on to projects, see, if you go and scroll, if you go and explore LinkedIn, you will get many competitions. Try to follow each and every company in your domain. They keep they always keep having some competitions, like just now HPCL had a new competition this year, they started it. And if you are in the circuital, then EY continuously have competitions and hackathons. So yes, just keep scrolling LinkedIn, follow every company you know. Also, we will be sharing with you guys, so don't worry, the projects and competitions will be there will be a handful of competitions for you. Any questions left? I think that was the last question. Yeah. So for the VLSI, I will like to call Kirti.
Okay, so I hope I'm audible. All right. Moving forward, let's talk about the VLSI and semiconductor industry. So this is one of the sectors that is currently seeing a huge boom. Companies like Texas Instruments, Qualcomm, Intel, and many others, they are seeing a massive influx of candidates right now. And what's more, these companies have significantly increased the compensation packages that they offer. At the same time, what I have noticed is there has been a clear shift in interest towards this society. A lot of candidates who previously chose software roles or their departmental core sectors are now moving towards VLSI and semiconductors. And that is because this industry offers a great deal of flexibility. If you have a decent background in software, trust me that knowledge won't go to waste. And core electronic skills, that is a must, of course. So okay, let's take a practical look at how you can prepare to break in this domain. I'll walk you through the typical recruitment process later on, the skills companies are looking for, and some key tips that will help you succeed. And I'll be saying, okay, so prerequisites for this: digital designs and puzzles, digital and analog electronics. You need to be well versed with topics from digital and analog electronics, C programming, STA, network theory, and computer organization and architecture. Okay, so an important piece of advice for all of you: please make sure you study computer organization and architecture properly. This is a topic that shows up in nearly every single interview in this domain, and unfortunately, even many technically strong candidates are not confident in it. Another point: do not neglect logical reasoning and C programming. I cannot tell you the number of candidates I have seen, brilliant in Verilog, excellent circuit designers, but they miss out because they couldn't clear the logical reasoning or the C programming sections. So remember, you could be the best Verilog coder, best circuit designer, but if you do not clear these basic rounds, you won't progress. So please give these areas the attention they deserve. So strong projects, yeah, of course you need to have very strong projects from Verilog VLSI section. At least two projects would be enough, in fact. So we can move to the recruitment process. It consists of two rounds, mainly online assessment and the interview. Resume shortlisting was already discussed by Aniket and Urvi. So online assessment will again consist of the topics that I had listed. The technical interview will also consist of almost the same topics: logical reasoning, digital design puzzles, STA, COA, C programming, circuit theory. And one final note, and this applies across all domains: please make sure you maintain a high level of professionalism and decency during your interviews. These are equally important, and equally important is work on your communication skills. Start working on your soft skills from now. It's just not enough to build solutions. You need to be able to explain well what you are doing. So the major recruiters of this domain are Texas Instruments, Qualcomm, Micron, AMD, Synopsys, Ola Electric, Intel. So that is it for this section. If you have any doubts, drop it in the comment section. Okay, no doubts, I see. So for the monthly cohort section, I'll pass it on to Nikhil.
Hello guys, I hope I am audible. Okay, so let's start with the monthly cohort section. Let me tell you, it's one of the most important programs, one of the most important programs that we conduct as a training committee. In simple words, the monthly cohort is type of a hackathon, not exactly hackathon, but a type. So we call companies, we call startups from all various sectors. They come up with problem statements, real life problem statements that the sector or the company are currently facing, and students work on that. So this was started just last year, and being one of the participants, I have to tell you, it is very important. There are many benefits of participating. You can up your skills. It gives you an idea of what real life problems that the sector you are interested in faces, and it will also give you the rough idea of what are your weaknesses and what are your strengths in the technical aspects of your field. So let's see how the monthly cohort works. So first, again, we'll be calling companies. They will be providing us problem statements, and the first round would be the PPT presentation, and then the second round would be the hacking round or the prototype submission, and the last round would be the presentation round. So you will be representing whatever you have found, whatever your solution is. And one good thing about the monthly cohort is that the top performers and the winners, they will be given incentives. It can be cash prize, it can be goodies, and if the company or the startup likes your ideas or likes the way you have worked, so they may also provide you internships. So I would say please take this very uh, seriously. And it's like it's very new, so it's we are working on it. We'll be calling companies very soon. We'll get you, we'll get information about you. So also I'll tell you about the companies that we have called in the previous session. In the March cohort, which was in the previous semester, we have called Booking Genie, Spur, Home Tools, and Brunet. And in the April cohort, we have called Riveri. You can search about them. You can get information from your seniors. We'll also give you information if you have any doubts on it. Uh, so this is all about monthly cohort. If you have any doubts, please let me know. Also, it's not just the IT sector we'll be calling. Companies from all sectors will be coming, so do not worry if you are from core or VLSI. Any doubts on the cohort program? Okay, if you have any questions, you can drop them. We'll be coming back to them in the end. So now I'll be passing on to Shadan and Ria. They'll be explaining you about open source programs. Thank you.
So, hello everyone. I hope you can hear me. So, it's me again. Now, I'll be discussing about open source programs. So, what is open source? Just to give you a brief idea, open source is it looks like a software whose source code is readily available on the internet. You can clone it on your local PC and make distributions, like modify it, distribute it. You will face no copyright issues. Now, this is now the open source projects, which it is a new initiative which has been taken last year by our college seniors in the TrainCom. So, just to give you a brief idea, there are two projects which they have started: the SES candidate evaluation system and the cohort gate. The candidate evaluation system is a platform where students can upload their resume, and for a particular domain, they can get personalized results, like what all things they should remove from the resume, what all things they should add, the keywords, how to curate the resumes. Now, two repositories come under this SES candidate evaluation system: the SES web and the SES AI. The SES web handles the front end part of the project, which is built on React, and the SES AI part, which is handles the ML part of the project. Now, coming on to the cohort gate, this is a single repository. It is a full stack web application built on React. Now, it is a platform for onboarding companies which are approaching our college for cohort hackathons. The cohort hackathons, which you just listened to Nikhil, yeah, the same cohort hackathons for onboarding them. This is a single repository in our organization. I will be sharing the training committee NIT Aukela's GitHub organization link in your respective branches. So we can move to the next slide. Uh, Now passing on to Urvi for concluding the session. And if you guys have any question, you should drop it in the comment section. We'll be taking it at the last, like all the questions from any of these session part. If you have any doubt, drop it in the comment section. Yeah.
Just a minute, guys. Okay. Sorry for the little inconvenience. I was not. I hope I'm audible. Okay, so that brings us to the end of the orientation session as a whole. We hope this gave you a clear picture of what lies ahead and how the training committee will support you throughout this journey. So, I'll just like to say that this year we are not just preparing you for any internships or placement. Our agenda is to shape mindsets. It's a cumulative efforts towards shaping mindsets, building confidence, and creating an environment where each and every one of us can grow, contribute, and thrive. Like from resume building sessions and domain-based projects to research internships, recruitment simulations, and open source collaborations, each initiative is designed to give you hands-on experience and industry relevant exposure, which will definitely be helpful in your future or for the times to come. So here I'll just take a moment to uh, like give you a glimpse or draw specific light towards the monthly cohorts and open source programs that Nikhil and Shadan talked about respectively. I personally encourage you to make the most of the monthly cohort sessions and open source programs because these aren't just buzzwords. there are real opportunities for growth, learning, and networking. Here, like as they mentioned, you can go through the problem statements that the companies are facing in their day-to-day organization or management. To you will have an opportunity to walk through their working culture. You will have the opportunity of meeting the officials during your pitching sessions in the cohorts. You will have an opportunity of bagging good incentives, even in certain cases, the internship or placement opportunities in a very good scenarios are the companies which respond in a very good manner. So remember, this journey towards becoming industry ready starts now, and we are here to help you in each and every step you take. We are here to help you in each and every obstacle that you fall in. If you ever feel stuck, confused, or in need of guidance, please don't hesitate to contact any one of us you want to contact to. Don't hesitate to reach out to us, because that's what this company is made for, that's what this company is built for, and that's what we are here for. So, just by letting you know about the cohort and open source program was not enough. The recruitment simulations also play an important role, but I highlighted these two programs because these were the initiatives which were like these were the thoughtful initiatives which were introduced by the previous TrainCom, and this year we aim to build upon and improve upon them further, making them more engaging and impactful for you all. So, the according to the plannings, the first cohort or the small cohort will be held in June, and it would be my honest request, honest suggestion for all of you to be a part of it, to join it, to know the problem statement, to what the company is asking for, and provide solutions according to your knowledge or pertaining to your domain. But I'll request everyone to at least go through, irrespective of the domain to what you belong, go through the problem statement and understand what cohort is, so that in future when a problem statement comes from your domain, you won't have any issue in uh, registering in the cohort, you won't have any issue in providing solutions to it, or you won't have any issues in other processes which it includes. So with that, thank you for being a part of this session and joining today. We really look forward to your active participation and a year full of growth and achievements. So, before wishing you all the best for everything you need to achieve, I'll quickly run through the comment section. And do you all have any questions that we need to respond to? Okay, so I guess Anik, the previous training coordinator has already answered this. What kind of projects or interns do we need to apply through LinkedIn? Okay, do the Big Four and all the elite companies hire from non-circuital branches? From Big Four, PwC comes from circuital. No, they don't. For now, they don't come from circuital non. They don't come to non-circuital branches, but applying offline has always been in our hand. Off campus has always been in our hand, and I'll definitely suggest you to apply for all the companies. If you are interested in that and you are not getting an opportunity on campus, you can definitely go for it on off campus. There are various internship opportunities that PwC and KPMG they have brought out right now, and even I was going through them. You can go through LinkedIn, you can go through the page, you can definitely apply in them. There are many roles that they have offered for freshers as well. You can go through them and you can bag any one of them. So, okay, I'll just ask Sameer to add on Shadan for a while so that he can answer to this question, how open source program will help in shaping our projects and achievements. Can you explain elaborately?
So how open source will help in shaping our projects and achievements. So once you start with open source programs, you will initially pick a very small repo, a very small repository, try to contribute, solve the good first issues, JFIs, which are called. Now, once you increase your level, like if you get into very good open source programs like the GSOCs, the LFX, and all, you can write it in your achievement sections in your resume, which adds a lot of value. Apart from that, you learn how to collaborate with other peoples, like people whom you don't know at all, till you are collaborating on a project. I think you should first learn Git and all, the basics of Git, how version control works, how you can collaborate in an environment, in a team project, and yeah, like open source will help you in shaping your projects and achievements. Like, you can add it in your resume. It does add value. Uh, the recruiter in a technical interview might ask you to explain your projects, so you can explain it in depth because you have started from a good first issue and have been solving a lot of issues in that repository. So yeah.
Okay. So many of you have a question of how would you contact the training coordinators? So for now we have 8 training coordinators, including the chief coordinators, and we all have been allotted some branches. I guess every one of you have been added in the groups, and the group link was shared in your official groups as well. If you have not joined, join your respective branch training committee group ASAP. You will find the contact of a few training coordinators over there. You will find the contact of both of our chief coordinators over there. You can contact any one of us anytime you want. For that, you will have to join the training committee group of your respective branch and your respective batch if you have not joined yet. So that's how you can contact any one of us. Can we get the list of institutions from which a college has signed MOUs? No, that's a very official thing that even we do not get our hands on. So that would not be possible for us to give you. And any other doubts that anyone has? Anything regarding not only the academics, any other issue you are facing in your journey towards excellence in a domain? Okay, for students of branch like metallurgy, do the core companies hire students only through GATE? Nikhil, Samir, can you please add Aniket?
Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible, Aniket.
So what is the for students for branch like metallurgy? Do their core companies hire students only through GATE, and does GATE score will give any preference at the time of placement? So for your first questions, yes, companies do hire with GATE and without GATE also. Going for the PSUs, I guess metallurgy. So Nalco is one of you. For sale there is, but sale do not come to our institute. You have to go after GATE. They will call you if you qualify GATE and get a good rank. And talking about does GATE score will give any preferences at the time of placement, obviously it will give a good preference. See, if you qualify GATE, at least it means you have the minimum knowledge in your branch which is required in the company. And if you get a good rank in your the GATE, then it's obvious that you stand out among all the metallurgy students in India. So yes, you have a very upper edge. So yes, start studying from GATE from now. GATE is not a very hard exam, so don't worry. And companies do come for GATE. Without GATE, you will get a good placement. Just study.
It does for ceramic students. Does it have any GATE exam for this department in order to join PSAs? I guess I belong from ceramic department, and students from my batch have given their GATE exams. I guess you have a sector or a subject known as material science engineering or something, and they have given, students from my batch have given gate exams after being belonging to the ceramic department. Do companies like Google and Microsoft hire from all branches? Because there's a saying that they do select non-circuital students for the interview but hire from circuital at the end. No, that's not true. According to the statistics, Microsoft had made all the branches eligible uh, for the recruitment last year, and it had picked students from a branch like biotechnology, metallurgy as well, as far as I remember. So it's not true that it only selects students for interviews from non-circuital branch, but hires from circuital at the end. It's not like that. Okay, so Samir, add Shadan again. It's related to something AI startups or something. See, as far as I know, AI/ML plays a very important role in all the companies nowadays and in all the AI startups as well. So, Shadan, please carry on.
Uh, for ML roles, like for AI and ML roles, big companies and AI startups coming to our campuses current academic year. See, the current academic year, so you're talking about the previous year, like the session which is ongoing for the placement session. So startups did came and companies did came for AI and ML role, but if you talk about the big companies as such, like it is still increasing. Small to medium sized companies have came and big companies are still approaching. Like you can't have a definite answer for this, like which companies you aspire to be, like which companies you consider big, those companies are considering coming or not. You will only get to know when you will be facing your placement season. And you can also get hold of the placement manual. Okay, you can see the list of companies which came in this academic year. So I think you will get an idea about the AI and ML role and what all companies have came to our college in this academic year.
Okay, so how is the placement if we want to go for core in ceramic from our college? Uh, so, uh, So for ceramic core, according to me, there are four domains. You can go for glass, you can go for cement, you can go for refractory, and you can go for whiteware. I guess four are there, and accordingly, you can choose a domain and you can excel in it. And for that, you need to study whatever is being taught in the class, most probably. And there are many companies which come from for glass. There are many companies which come for whiteware, cement, and refractory as well. And ceramic people have a very good chance in being placed in those companies. So, any other doubt which you people have? Okay, so I guess there's no more doubt that we have. Okay, for metallurgy department, what companies come for them for internship and FTE? Come, see, I'll make something very clear to you. Companies do not come according to the departments. Companies come according to the domain, and they make a branch eligible, a respective branch eligible according to the domain of the company. And it's like it depends on the college for which branch it is being able to convert the company for. So cannot particularly say what companies come for metallurgy department. You can ask me what software companies come for metallurgy department, or what ANC companies come for metallurgy department, or what core companies come for metallurgy department. So, accordingly, there are many core companies which make metallurgy eligible. There are many ceramic companies which are also eligible for metallurgy. There are also many metallurgy companies which are eligible for ceramic in core sector. ANC companies almost make all the branches eligible except for few companies, and software companies depends. Major of them, most of them come from come for circuital. Few of them include non-circuital branches like metallurgy as well. Okay, so I guess everything is done. So thank you very much for joining us today. As I've already mentioned, we are excited to build on past initiatives. As I've as I've already mentioned, few of the new initiatives that has been taken. So let's work together to make this year productive, meaningful, and full of opportunities. And as I've said, you can reach out to us through your groups and the numbers that has been added in the groups. So we will be waiting for your doubts and any obstacle that you face in the journey. So thank you so much for joining us.